You buy one new thing, just one. A pair of shoes, a phone case, a single throw pillow for the couch. And within a week, something strange happens. The shoes make your old jeans look wrong. The phone case makes the phone itself feel outdated. The pillow makes the couch look tired, and the couch makes the whole room look like it belongs to someone else. You didn't plan to replace anything else. But now you're standing in your own living room, mentally rearranging your entire life around one small purchase. Why does that happen? The real reason is far stranger than willpower, or bad budgeting, or advertising. It's a 200-year-old pattern, with your name already written into it. In 1765, a French philosopher named Denis Diderot received a gift. Not a strange one, just a beautiful new scarlet dressing gown, a gift from a friend, elegant and soft, in a way his old, worn robe never was. He loved it instantly, but almost immediately, he noticed something uncomfortable. Sitting next to his new gown, his old desk suddenly looked shabby. So he replaced the desk. Then his chairs looked wrong next to the desk. So he replaced the chairs. Then his old prints on the wall clashed with the new furniture. So those went too. Room by room, item by item, Diderot spent himself into debt, chasing a feeling that one perfect gift had started. He even wrote an essay about it, confused and a little embarrassed by his own behavior. He wasn't poor, he wasn't careless. He was simply caught inside a loop that most people never notice they're in. 2 centuries later, a consumer researcher named Grant McCracken read that essay and realized Diderot hadn't just described a personal habit, he described a universal one. In 1988, McCracken gave it a name, the Diderot Effect. The idea is simple, and that's exactly what makes it dangerous. New possessions don't exist in isolation. They exist in relation to everything around them. One upgrade resets your sense of what normal looks like. And once your sense of normal shifts, everything that used to feel fine suddenly feels like it's falling behind. Here's the part that should feel familiar. You buy new sneakers, and your gym bag looks old. You get a nicer phone, and your case, your charger, your headphones all start to look mismatched. You paint one wall, and now the couch is wrong, the rug is wrong, the whole room needs to catch up. None of these objects actually changed. Only your perception of them did. That's not weakness. That's your brain doing exactly what it evolved to do. Humans are constantly comparing, not against some fixed, objective standard, but against whatever is right in front of them. Psychologists call this a shifting reference point, and it shows up everywhere, not just in furniture. The economist Juliet Schor studied this pattern in modern spending habits and found something uncomfortable. As people are exposed to higher living standards, whether through neighbors, co-workers, or social media, their sense of what counts as enough quietly rises with it. You don't feel richer when you earn more. You just feel like the bar moved. And the Diderot effect is that same mechanism, shrunk down to the size of a single room, a single closet, a single desk. Advertisers figured this out decades ago, long before anyone had a name for it. That's why furniture is sold in matching sets. That's why phone accessories are color-coordinated to the newest release. That's why a single sneaker drop is followed by an entire capsule collection. They're not really selling you one object. They're selling you the discomfort that follows it. The small, nagging sense that now everything else needs to match. And you almost never notice you've been sold that discomfort. You just notice that your apartment suddenly feels unfinished. So why does this loop have so much power over you? Because your brain isn't built to evaluate purchases individually. It's built to evaluate coherence. Somewhere in your evolutionary past, mismatched or inconsistent surroundings might have signaled danger, disorder, a tribe falling apart. Coherence signaled safety and status. so your mind still rewards you, quietly, for making things match. A single upgrade breaks the pattern, and your brain, without asking permission, starts drafting a renovation plan. Here's the twist most people never see coming. The Diderot Effect isn't triggered by wanting more. It's triggered by getting something better. Deprivation doesn't start the spiral, improvement does. That's why lottery winners often go broke within years, not because they suddenly become reckless, but because one big upgrade, a new house, a new car, resets their entire reference point, and every remaining object in their life now looks broken by comparison. That's why a single promotion at work can quietly explode someone's spending, not because their needs changed, but because their sense of appropriate quietly recalibrated overnight. The gift doesn't satisfy the itch, it relocates it. Think about your own home for a second. Is there one item in it, right now, that makes something else look old, or cheap, or out of place? A nice jacket that makes your other clothes look dull. A new laptop that makes your desk look cluttered. A recent gift that quietly shamed everything sitting next to it. That's not your imagination. That's Diderot's dressing gown, wearing a different shape, showing up in your own home, 260 years later. Understanding this doesn't mean you stop buying nice things. It means you stop mistaking the discomfort for a problem that needs solving with another purchase. When you notice that pull, the itch to replace something that was perfectly fine yesterday, you can pause and ask a different question. Is this actually broken? Or does it just look broken next to something newer? Most of the time, nothing has changed except the comparison sitting beside it. Diderot never fixed his spiral. He wrote about it, laughed at himself a little, and kept buying anyway. But you're not limited to writing an essay about it after the fact. You get to notice the loop while you're still standing inside it, before the couch, the rug, and the walls all start looking wrong at the same time. Because the real reason you keep replacing things that were never actually broken isn't more money, or better taste, or bad luck. It's one dressing gown in a Paris apartment in 1765, still quietly redecorating your life today. Anyway, brought to you by Jaws Will.